I think what's very interesting for me over the weekend was 95% of our guests are normally corporate guests. But over the weekend, we had a real influx of general Joey public coming in. And it was a bit of an eye-opener, really. There were two guests that checked in over the weekend. And both of them were trying almost to scam a free night, which was quite interesting that would happen twice in one weekend. So one of them who checked in very swiftly sent something on booking.com saying that there was a hair on the sink, that we hadn't left hand wash in the apartment, nor had we left shampoo. So I immediately, luckily, all of our cleaners that go to the properties, we asked them to do a video. So I was very luckily able to go on and check on my WhatsApp the video that the cleaner sent. And I saw immediately there was indeed hand wash in the apartment. There was indeed shower gel in the apartment. And when I blew up the actual pictures, I froze it and blew it up, there was no hair on the sink. Now, when I went back to the lady, she got quite aggressive. And then I soon realized, and she said, well, I just want one night free. And she slipped out what she was trying to do. And I said, well, we certainly won't be doing that, because when I've checked, this is the situation. And she swiftly said, well, I'll leave you really bad feedback then. So what really was a bit of an eye-opener for me is that you have this line sometimes when you're dealing with people where, what do? Do you give in and say, okay, I'm going to give you a night free, or do you stick to your guns? And I just said, no, I won't be giving you any money off, because I've got the evidence. So it's going to be interesting to see what feedback she leaves. And I did actually report her as misconduct on booking.com, but it really, really was a bit of an eye-opener in fact that because corporate guests tend to be very easy to deal with. We send them the details, they check in, and if there's a hiccup, they're quite cool normally if there's a problem and we sort it out, but they don't tend to try to do things that maybe the general public try to do when they're booking property. We had another one at the weekend who again checked in on Saturday. It was a Saturday to Monday booking, because we only take 2 nights at the weekend, and said there was bubble gum on the bed, on the bed, what do you call it, on the bedpost, on the bed. So again, I checked the videos and I swiftly saw there was no bubble gum on the bed. And I said, well, that's not the case. But it was just interesting what people try to do to get some money off. And it was the same reaction from this lady who said, well, I'll leave you really bad feedback, very aggressively. So, yeah, I think that if you're true and you absolutely know, like we do, because we do really a lot of due diligence and we get the cleaners to send our videos through and photos through, that there isn't a fault, then I think you have to sometimes stick to your guns. And if you get bad feedback, then you can obviously counteract that bad feedback on booking.com, which is what we will definitely be doing in this case when we receive the feedback from these two guests. So an interesting thought. Take care. Another day tomorrow.